I will admit we were wrong about Stellar Blade. And yes, the game did not sell 18 bazillion copies like Monster Hunter did. But apparently, the creator of Stellar Blade is now one of the richest people in all of Korea. I know Korea is a small country compared to the US, obviously. And of course, Korea has one big problem that we're not going to mention in this video. Everybody's been starting to alarm on that problem of Korea. No, it's not Stellar Blade. It's a certain problem with Korea not having enough babies, basically. But at least still trying to fix that whole problem. But the Stellar Blade director apparently is now one of the richest people in the world. No, not Kim Jong Un. You know, rise to billionaire level riches is pretty impressive. So the guy who created Stellar Blade is apparently richer than most of us as well. Probably richer than almost every IGN and every person in IGN, but IGN is garbage. They gave, for example, they consider the Snow White movie better than the Sonic movie 3. Yeah, they consider the Snow White movie one of the worst movies ever made. Better than Sonic 3. Like, what kind of score is that? However, much of Shift Up's success actually does not really come from Stellar Blade. It comes from a crappy gacha game that I'm probably never gonna play. But again, there is an audience for gacha games. Unfortunately, I do not like gacha games. I think they're just pay to win garbage. Genshin, you know. What was the guys and Nikki obviously. Ghost Frontline is one of them. And many more. You know, I don't like that type of game, at all, as well. I don't want to have to pay to get certain characters in the game. But obviously, people are willing to pay as certain characters in these games. So much they'll give me, I wonder if the guy who made Genshin is a billionaire now. The people who made Genshin, like the guy who directed the game. Kim remains hands up of his creations. As Stellar Blade, he's credited as the co-director, producer, and co-designer as well. So I guess it's the one time where these people who demand sexy women in games have taken their win for once. Okay. Yeah. But the comments here makes Stellar Blade 2 he'll be in. No, the main reason why this guy has a lot of money, even said in the article, is the Goddess of Nikki game. Maybe he should make another Goddess of Nikki gacha game. Maybe he'll become a billionaire in no time. Because honestly, as much as I don't like gacha games as well, also the advertising the crappy marathon. That game is really just live service swap. Who's that game for? The characters look so generic and so boring. Yes. The game just looks so generic and how advertising Disney. Yeah, Disney. Stupid Disney. As well. But the fact that the people who are making gacha games are now becoming billionaires as well. I think whoever started the whole idea of free to play, gacha games, must have hit a gold mine, because people are willing to spend millions of dollars just to get waifus in the gacha games, which I find pretty funny as well. Yeah. Yeah, but so I guess maybe they were right. The game Stellar Blade did sell 2 million copies. I'm just a stupid idiot. Because, yeah, I kept pushing for a while that Stellar Blade only sold 600,000 copies. Again, that came from the math where the game made $53 billion. And you divide 70 divided by, 53. But you also got to realize the game likely went on sale multiple times, which I did not mention at all, the game going on sale, which most games usually do as well. So it likely sold way more than the amount of copies I probably stated it sold. And usually, if a company says a game sells a certain amount of copies, they're usually more right than I am, because they can say, "Oh, Sonic, let's just say Sonic XL Generations only made $90 million, and they were charging like $70 for every Sonic copy," but they said Sonic sold like 5 million copies. Again, they'll probably factor in all of the revenue for the game as well. Yeah, but yes, I apologize to Stellar Blade fans for mocking the game constantly and belittling their game constantly. Again, the PS5 still has no games because most PS5 games come to PC. What's the reason to buy a PS5 if you have a PC? Like, honestly, as well. Like, as well. And it can say the same about Xbox. Maybe it's just a preference for console or PC. But yeah, that's what this video here. Goodbye.